Hi everyone, I hope you are doing great. So welcome to Geeks4Geeks YouTube channel. So in today's video we are going to build a awesome e-commerce website using Mern stack technology. So we will be having all the stuffs like adding your product and then selling that one, then add to cart, then favorite and all the stuff, right? So this website is going to be a really awesome. If you want, you can also add this in your resume. And the tech stack would be Mern stack, as I said. So in Mern stack we will be using React.js for our front end, we will be using MongoDB for our database, and we will be using Express and Node.js for our backend server. So I hope that you will be enjoying the today's video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, those who are learning Mern stack. And yeah, let's get started with the video, right? So as you can see, like in this website we will be having a pretty much e-commerce thing related to clothing branding. So we will be having different categories, then we will be having our best sellers, and we will be having different products, as you can see. So also we have a products details page where you can check out and add to your cart. We have a shop page where you have different filter options, you have size filter options and price filter option and all those stuffs. And you can see, like for bags it will show bags and men's, and then pricing. All the stuffs are working and it looks pretty cool. Then you have a sign up page where you can sign into your account and you can create your new account, or you can log in. So let us log in and just see if is it working or not. So I will provide my email address and password. So and once we click on sign in, you can see my images there at the top. There is a logout button, you can see my favorites, and the shopping cart is also present, right? So this website is going to be really pretty much awesome. You will be learning the full stack development of this website, and using Node and React and Mern stack basically, right? So give it a thumbs up, and you can see like there is a cart option also where you can add items, you can delete items, and you can buy those items, right? So I hope you will be learning a lot of new things through this video. So don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends, those who are learning new tech stack. And also you can follow me on my GitHub account and my LinkedIn or my YouTube channel, right? So yeah, so those who don't know me, I have already given an introduction in the beginning. So yeah, I am Rishabh, so I am today your host. So that's how you can order and you can like add the products in your cart and all those stuffs, right? So yeah, that's pretty much about this website. So let's just start with building this one, right? So this is also responsive. So as you can see, like for smaller screen or in mobile device, this is looking pretty much awesome, right? So it will be like looking this only. So let's get started with building this one. So first thing is, I will be providing you a drive folder where you will be getting this utils, buttons, readme and error. So if you open your readme, there will be the steps written. So first step is to npx create react app. This is the basic command to create your React starter application, right? And create another folder named server in your root directory. So my root directory is e-commerce website, right? So go into the server, write npm init, so to start the server initialization, and then go for the basic. After that, copy the command for installing the dependencies for the server and then paste that one, right? So that will be installed, all the things that are basically nodemon, express.env and all those stuffs. So once this will be done, we will be like checking the client. So this is the client, will be like the basic React starter application, and after that we will be building with style components and the MUI themes and all those stuffs. Okay, so now you can see our client is ready. So do cd client and then npm start. So it will be start on port number 3001 or 3000. So you can see basic default React application. So after that, copy the utils folder from the drive and then paste that in your src. Before that, clean the src. So I don't need these things, this file, so I have deleted them. And after that, I will remove from app.js the default things that are present, and I will write hi gfg. Okay, and report web vitals is also not required. Done. After that, what we will do here is we will copy the utils, and then we will come in the client. Then I will open the src, and then I will simply paste the utils, and I will copy buttons and then text input. These are basically the text input field, and the buttons I have already made that one, and I will create a new folder components, and inside that I will paste that. So it is inside src only, right? And then I will open the index.css. I will copy the index.css file, and I will paste the contents in my index.css of this React application. So it consists of basic things like the page in font size and the scroll bar. Okay, and then I will create another folder known as pages, where all the pages will be present of our application. Now let's get started with the application. So first thing, in the app.js I will import the style components. Now you can see style components we haven't installed, so you can go in the step 1. So the client dependencies that are there, I will simply paste that one, and it will install all the dependencies of the client that are required, like style components, material UI, then React Router DOM, Axios, and all the stuffs, right? Redux, right? So you guys are also going to learn Redux in this video. So yeah, so you can see the dependencies are being installed. The next thing that I would do here is I will rerun this one again, and after that what we will do here is we will get started with the application. So first thing, in the utils you can see the theme. So the themes, we have different colors that are already predefined. You can define your own themes. So now let us get started with the app. So first thing we will do here is we will wrap the whole thing in a theme provider. Okay, so theme provider is being imported from style components, and in the theme I will pass light theme, which will be imported from our utils that I have just now showed you. Okay, so light theme from utils dot slash utils slash themes. Perfect. Okay, after that what we will do here is we will go inside our theme. Then after that we will be having a browser router. So browser router is the root, because we will be having React Router DOM for our navigation of pages. This is a single page application, right? So we have browser router. So in browser router what we will do here is we will, after in browser router we will have a container. So what is a container? Container would be a style component, so we have to define that one. Okay, so I am writing const container equals to style.div. So in this style.div you can write your custom CSS, as we do basically for styling. So I will give width 100% and height 100 VH, and display flex and flex direction would be column. So you can also go through the documentation of style components. You can learn more about it. So I will give a background of theme bg. So this is how we import our theme and use in our style components, right? So this is how we can use your theme.bg, and also in color I will give text primary. Okay, and then I will give overflow x hidden, overflow y hidden, and transition all 0.2 second is perfect. And then inside this container, the first thing that we are going to have here is a navbar, right? So let us create a navbar. In the components I will create navbar.jsx, and then a default React export component. Then let us import this navbar in the app.js. So now a navbar is also imported. So let's get started with the navbar. So as you can see in the navbar we have a logo and different things. So first of all let us create some pages like home pages. So in the pages I will write home.jsx, and I will create let us see the other pages that are available. So orders are there, so I will write let us write new arrivals. So new arrivals.jsx. Then I will write let's say favorite pages, favorite.jsx, and you can write orders also. So also the shop listing page, shop listing.jsx, and what else, cart, shopping cart.jsx, and we will be having an authentication page basically, where the sign in and sign up will be there. So authentication.jsx. Perfect. For of now let us go with these pages only, and in the go we will create other pages if required, right? So yeah, first thing let us define the routes. So I will wrap the whole thing inside a routes, where our main pages will be rendered according to the route. So first one I will give the route path slash, and exact element would be home. Okay, so home is already defined, so it is imported, right? And now there is some error. So yeah, now the error is gone, so it would be the closing tag. Perfect. Now let us go with the navbar. First thing, you can see in the screen there is navbar and home, right? So let us go with the navbar. So navbar, first I will wrap the whole thing in a nav. All these things will be a style components itself. So I will import the style from style components, and yeah, then we will be having inside this navbar, we will be having a navbar container, and inside this navbar container we will be having you can say a nav items where the links would be there. So nav items is there, and the other things like you can say the button container, the sign up and sign in button were there. So I will write button container. And what else do we need? Okay, we need a nav logo also. So for starting we have a navigation logo, right? So we will be needing a navigation logo. So navigation logo, the first const nav equals to style.div, and in this style.div I will copy the rest and I will change the name there. So navbar container, nav logo, nav items, then we will have button container, right? And yeah, so now you can see that home is coming but nothing else. So in the nav logo, let us do one thing. Let's get started with the nav logo. So in the nav logo, what we will have here is a logo whose src would be coming from the utils images. So let us import logo image from utils .utils/image logo, right? And then I will pass the src, and if you reload there are some errors. Logo is not defined. Let us see where the error is. Okay, so we have to define the logo as a style component. So logo, it would be a style.image. So you can see Christ is coming, right? The logo that we have. Perfect. Now let's get started with design. So inside this nav items, we will be having nav links. So nav links are basically the home and all the stuff that you can see. So nav links, first one would be to home. So I will write nav link to /home, and after that let us uncomment this one and let us write nav link, and it would be a nav link which is from React Router DOM, right? So yeah. So make sure to check the spelling. The L would be in small letter, and I will then paste the other links also that we have: shop, orders, new arrivals, contacts, right? Then we have a button container. So in button container, we will be having a text equals to sign in, and then we will be pass the prop small because this text we need small. So I will first import the button from /button, and what else? Yeah, so you can say sign in button is there, right? So after that we will be having our search icon and then other icons. So for that also they will be also a nav link. So I will import search link from MUI icons, and after that we have the favorite icons, and after that we have the cart icon, right? So all these are coming from the MUI icons, right? So these are basically nav links only. So as you can see, there is a logout button and the avatar, and if you log out, then there is a sign in button, right? So let us start styling this one so it would be visualizable, right? So first I will give a background color of theme.bg. Its height would be 80 pixel and display would be flex, align item center, justify content center, font size 1 rem, position would be sticky, top 0, z index 10, right? And let us see, color would be white. Then navbar container, what I will do here is I will give it a max width of 1400 pixel and width would be 100%. Perfect. Then I would give padding 0 by 24 pixel, display flex, gap 14 pixel, align item center, and justify content space between, so it will be like distributed throughout, and then font size would be 1 rem. Perfect. Then I will have a nav logo. So for nav logo would be a style.div, width would be 100%, display flex, align item center, padding would be 0 by 6 pixel, font weight 500, and font size 18, text decoration none, color would be inherited, and logo height would be 34 pixel. Then for nav link, with let us do with nav items. So with 100%, nav items would be unordered list, so style.ul with would be 100%, display would be flex, align item center, and justify content center, gap 32, padding 0/6, list style would be none, and for smaller screen it won't be showed, so display would be none for smaller screen below the 768 pixel, right? And nav link would be a nav link, so align items. So first thing would be display flex, align item center, color would be text primary, font weight 500, and let us give it a hover effect of theme.primary, text decoration none, cursor would be pointer. Okay, so and for active, like when it is active, what we have to do is we have to show the color as primary, and we will give it a border bottom of theme primary. Done. And the button container height with 100%, display flex, justify content flex, and gap would be 28 pixel, align item center, padding 0/6, and color would be primary. So now you can see all the things are looking exactly the same that we had, right? So yeah, that's about the navigation, but we will be having other things. There was a hamburger where the menu would be dropped down, so we will define that one. So mobile icon, I will define a mobile icon which will be having a menu rounded, which is imported from style components, right? So what is mobile icon? So menu rounded will have a color of inherit, which will inherit from the parent mobile icon. So mobile icon is a style div which will be having, say, the color would be theme.text primary, and display would be none generally. But for smaller screen, which is below 768, its display would be flex and align item center. So you can see that it is visible now. Perfect. And what else do we need here is we need to define this nav links we have to define, right? For smaller screen there should be a menu should be coming, right? So what I will do here is I will write mobile icons, and inside that I will paste all these things, search, favorite, cart, and this mobile icons I will write the mobile icons. It would be color text primary, and display would be none normally, but for smaller screen display would be flex, align item center. So now you can see the things are looking exactly the same. We have for smaller screen this also with the button, and for bigger screen it is not visible. Perfect. And we will define the mobile menu. So in the mobile menu we will be having all the nav links. So let us go with the home first, and let us define the mobile menu. So I will define mobile menu equals to styled unordered list ul, display flex, direction column, position would be align item center, gap 16 pixel. Its position should be position I will give it later. So padding 0/16, list style none with 80% padding. Then background I have given card light. Then position would be absolute, top would be 80 pixel, right would be 0, transition all 0.6 second, and transform when it is open I will translate y with 100% and 0, and border radius 20 pixel, box shadow would be given, and the opacity and z index just copy and paste it, so that would create the animation of opening and closing of this one. So now I will define a hook, use state hook of is open or set is open, which is basically used to control the menu bar. So when someone clicks on the hamburger icon, so it should be displayed, and if not then it shouldn't be displayed. So is open, I have wrapped the mobile menu in is open, and I will pass is open there, right? And use state would be true, false by default. And if it is clicked, if the hamburger is being clicked, so let us see. So yeah, if the hamburger is clicked, or the say any of the navigation link is being clicked, I will set the on click of set is open, not is open, right? So you can see if I click on home, that it is closing down, right? So that is how it will be functional. Now I will add the other nav links also in the same, and that's it. So if you open this one now, we will having the buttons also in this one, that is sign up and sign in button. So I will define a div and a sign up sign in button whose style would be display flex, gap 12 pixel. Now you can see it is looking absolutely the same that we have. Now it is looking pretty much cool, right? So after that we will be having what else do we need? So in this So yeah, we are pretty much done with this one because we don't need anything else in the navigation. So the structure, I think it is clear pretty much how it is being working. For bigger screen it is visible, and for smaller screen some of the navigation not visible, but it is visible through our menu bar, right? So the next thing after the navigation is going to the sign in and sign up page. So this one, right? This page we have to create. So let's get started with the sign in and sign up page. So what we will do here is we will create a new component, signin.jsx and signup.jsx. So let's get started with the signin.jsx. So for signin.jsx we have a page authentication, right? So in this authentication page, let us do one thing. Let us wrap the whole thing in a model. So this whole thing would be coming in a model, MUI model, right? So I will wrap the whole thing in a model, so you can see. And then we have a container inside that, and we have two sections, left and right, basically, right? And in the left section we will be having our image, and for the right section we will be having our form. So left and right. So after that let us take a prop that is open auth and set open auth. And in this model, open equals to open auth, and on close set open auth false. Perfect. And I will define the container, const container equals to style.dev. Then we will be having style.dev. Then we will be having our right container and left container. We will right and left we will define them also. And we will define the authentication page now. So first of all, let us define the open auth and a set open auth. So this is again a use state. So I will define, by default it is false. Then if it is true, then after the routes, if I will check if open auth is true, then I will show the authentication open equal to open auth. Perfect. And set open auth equals to set open auth. Perfect. So this is how we can pass the props to our components, and we will also need to pass these props to our navbar, right? Because on click of the navbar only we can go there or open it, right? So I will pass in navbar, then I will open my navbar, then I will take the prop open or set open auth, and then I will do in the sign in button, it's like on click function, whenever it will be click, I will set the set open auth as not of open auth. So I will also take open auth. So open auth is done, and I will paste for the other buttons also that we have. So for everything you can see L and R is coming, right? If you reload, you can see L and R is coming on the model format. So now let's just define the container first. So first thing in the container that we have is flex1 and height would be 100%. Then I will give a background of theme BG and display flex. So now you can see full white with the left and right. So left would be having flex1, position would be relative, and right would be have a position relative and flex of 9.0. You can give it 9.0. Then I will let us give it a background color of red for left and a background color of blue. And you can see that both the sections are now divided, and it is looking good, right? So display would be flex for right, and flex direction would be column, padding would be 40 pixel, and gap would be 16 pixel, align item center, justify content center for right. Okay. And let us now go with the left now. So in the left we will be having so basically in button container, let us do one thing. I will copy for left, and for smaller screen size I will make its display as none. And let us do one thing, its flex would be 1 for smaller screen. Perfect. So for smaller screen it will take the full space, and for bigger screen it will be 2 halves. So I think the design methodology is pretty much clear. Sorry for the same. So now in the left I will have a logo and a auth image. So I will add the logo src equals to logo image, and in my image I will pass src equals to auth image. And after that what we will do here is, for after this left I will write logo equals to style.image, and I will add const image equals to style.image. Okay. So now you can see the image and all the stuffs are visible. So let us write and define this one. So image position would be relative, height would be 100% with 100%, and object fit cover. For logo position would be absolute because it is at the top. So I will give top 40, then 60, and it is perfect, right? And it is looking awesome now. So let us get started with the sign up. Before that, we have a cross button and the form, and then there are some text at the below. So let's get started with the right section. So the first thing that we have here is a close button. So I will write close button, and inside that we will have the close icon of the from MUI. I will write close. So let's define this on click of this close. So on the on click of this close, close button is being defined. So const close button equals to style.div. Now in this close button, we will be having our position as absolute. Top would be 20 pixel, right would be 20 pixel, and a border radius of 50%, right? And there would be a padding of 2 pixel, width would be 32 pixel, border would be 1 pixel solid, theme.primary, and display would be flex. And justify content center, align item center, and hover effect we will add. Background would be theme.primary. Perfect. And then for left also we will remove the stuff. So now you can see it is looking pretty much similar to what we are having, right? So after that we will be defining a use state. Again, that is a login and set login. So it will be by default true. You can give it true by default. So say if it is login, then what we will show here is a login component, or you can say sign in component, and if not, then I will show the sign up component, right? So I will create the sign up component as well. I will write signup.jsx in the component, and I will do the default import. Let us import this one. So yeah, now it is imported, right? So the next thing is the sign up is imported. So now you can see sign in is present, and if I make it by default false, you can see sign up is present. So that is how we can manipulate, or using a ternary operator with a variable, we can check which is open or which is not, and that's how we render it, right? So we will do the sign in and sign up, and after that we will be having a text, right? So I will write text where I will, for sign in we will write already have an don't have an account, and in text button we will be having sign up. So there would be a text button also. So let us define the text and text button. So text would be style.div, and I will write text button. So for text, what we will be having here is font size 16, text align center, color would be text secondary, margin top would be 16 pixel, max 400 pixel, font size would be 14 pixel. For text button, color would be theme.primary, and cursor pointer transition all 0.3 second is, font weight 600, right? And for text gap would be 16 pixel. And now after this one, for sign up, we have a text that is already have an account. I will write on click sign in set login true, and on that one I will write set login false for the sign up. And if you click on this button, so you can see you can navigate through sign in and sign up pages, right? So that's our authentication page is done. Now let us get started with the sign in page. This is very simple. The sign in and sign up page are very simple. So first we will again wrap the whole thing in a container, and after that, if you have noticed, we have title and a description. So I will write in the div title and welcome to Christ. So I will copy that one and paste here with the emoji. And we have another one that is please log in with your details, that is a span. And in another div we will define the text input fields. So the text input fields that we have here are, so button, and then I will import style components, then I will import text input from /text input. Then I will import button from buttons, const container equals to styled div, and then I will write title, and then we have the span. So I will write the span. Perfect. So the next thing that we have here is, you can see that we are having our text and we have our text button and these things. So I will give it a label of email address and a placeholder. Enter your email address. We will be having another thing that is password, and enter your password, right? So this is done. So the next thing that we will be having here is the so after this we will be giving a style in that of display flex gap of 20 pixel, and then I will write the container style. So container will be 100% max with 500 pixel display flex direction column and gap of 36 pixel. Perfect, right? So after this one, we will be having our sign in part completed. So text, there would be a button. So there would be also a text button for forgot password. So I will define a const text button equals to, so const text button equals to style.div, and with 100% text align and color would be text primary, cursor pointer, font size 14 pixel, transition all 0.3 is, and a hover effect, right? And font weight 500, and hover effect would have a primary color. So you can see it is now looking absolutely fine, and our login page is pretty much awesome, right? So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. So after that we have the sign up page. We will paste it simply the same thing. I will change the name, and we have to change the title and the span. So I will just change them, create a new account, and then we will add new field, that is name field. We have to enter your full name, so that one we have given. And what else do we have? We don't have the text button, I guess. So we don't have the text button, and we will change this to sign up. Perfect. So now it is looking pretty much cool, right? So yeah, so if you click on sign in and sign up, the things are coming, right? So our authentication page are done. Now let's get started with the home page. So home page is pretty much interesting. So the same thing, I will wrap the whole thing with the container first of all. So after the container, what we have in the home page is there is a header section, right? So first we will write a section, then we will give image, where the header will have an image. So I will import style from style components, and then I will define the container equals to style.div, and the section would be again a style.div, and a image would be there at last, which will be an image, style.image. So section I will give align item center, and I will import the image first of all. So let us see. Okay, so first I will import the header image from the utils slash images slash header image dot jpg, and then we can use this image in our image. So header.png, sorry. So I can use this as src equals to header.png or header image, right? So if you reload, let us change it to image. So if you reload, you can see, so this is coming, right? But we have to center this thing, right? So let us get started with the styling. So first in the container we will be having a padding of 20 by 30 pixel. Padding bottom would be 200 pixel, height would be 100 pixel, and overflow wide scroll, display flex, align item center, flex direction column, gap of 30 pixel. And for smaller screen, the max padding is 20 by 12 pixel, and background would be theme.bg. Perfect. So now it is looking pretty much perfect for of now from my side. So I will keep this one only. For the section, I will give it a width of 100%, max with 1400 pixel, padding would be 32 by 16 pixel, display would be flex direction column, gap would be 28 pixel. Perfect. Yeah. And at last, for image, what we will have here is width of 100%. So I will give it a width of 100%. Then I will give it a you can say height of I will give it a height of say 800 pixel. Perfect. And then I will give it a object fit cover. Object fit would be center, crop, or you can give it cover also. It is not working, so I will give it object fit cover. Let's see. Yeah, so object fit scale or cover is okay. Height would be 700. Now it is looking fine. Right? So we have a broader image, and for smaller screen we have this central image, right? So that is how we can design this thing. So our header section is almost done, I guess. let us give it 800 only, the height, or you can change it to 900 also. You can just play with this this one, the height. So I will keep it 800 for of now, and let's go with that. 700 would be good. Let's go with 700, right? So yeah, the next thing after this section, that is the header section, what we have here is, let us see what we have next. So yeah, I have removed the section with 100%, so now it is not scrollable, right? Perfect. So we will copy and paste the section again, and in the next section we have the categories. So I will give it a title, shop by categories. So title we have to define, and rather than title, let us write first the title. So I will define const title equals style.div, and I will just give it a font size 28 pixel, font weight would be 500, okay? And I would give it a justify content center and a display flex, okay? And after that you can see shop by categories are there, and after that we have the cards, right? Basically we have different cards, right? So let us just define the cards. So first thing after this one, what we will do here is, let us define another section that we have, or you can also say I will remove this one, and then I will copy and paste this one, and in this we will be having a title of our best sellers, right? And in this title we will be providing center as a prop, and let us just see, it is now looking good, okay? So after this title, for the first section we will be doing wrapping in the card wrapper. So there would be a card wrapper where categories are there, which will be coming from utils. So I will write category.map categories, and I will map for of now a div, normal div, and say hi. And first let's import define the card wrapper. So card wrapper is a style.div, and display would be flex wrap would be wrap, and gap would be 24 pixel, justify content would be center. And our import, we can import the category from utils/data utils/data, right? So we have different categories. So you can see there are 5 categories for of now. There are 5 high message that you can see. So now I will write the card. So I will write product category card, and in category equal to, I will pass the category as a props, which I will be using in the card, right? So let us define a new folder cards, where I will write a product category card.jsx. Perfect. And let us import this one in the home.jsx. Perfect, it is done. And then we will take the props category. After that, if you open in the data, there are category, we have 3 different things: image, name, and the off percentage. So these are the 3 basic things that we will be having. So the first thing, that would be a card. So in the card, inside that card we will be having a top section where there will be an image and a menu option, and there would be a button. So button, we will be having category.name, which category it is, and then we will be having a sales percentage, that is the category.off, and image, at the image I will pass src equals to category.image. So let us define this style component. So this will be our structure, and then let's define the style components. And if you click on this, it will navigate you to the shop with a category query. So let us define the use navigate. So const navigate equals to use navigate, and it is imported from React router DOM. Okay, I will define style components also, and then let's get started with the style components, right? So const car equals to style.div, and then I will copy paste this one, and then I will change the names of all the components that we have defined. So done. After this one, we will be starting with the card. First thing, that is card. So you can see the cards are coming, images are coming, but not in a proper manner. So card, I will give it a max width of 250 pixel, display would be flex direction is column, gap would be 16 pixel, transition would be all 0.3 ease, cursor would be pointer. Then for the image, width is 100%, height 320, border radius 6 pixel, object fit cover, transition all 0.3 ease out, Then for the top I will write display flex, align item center, and other stuffs like transition, border radius, and position relative, right? And if you hover this one, so there should be an effect of the primary color, right? So in hover I have given a primary color background. So in the menu there would be the width of 90%, position would be absolute, z index would be 10, and then color text primary, margin bottom would be 20 pixel, right 50, left 50, display flex, gap 12 pixels. So you can see casual wear, formal wear, these are coming, and if you hover, the black color is there at the background, right? And on sales I will give it a position of absolute, z index would be 10 pixel, color would be like theme.text primary, top would be 10 pixel, right would be 10 pixel, and the resting font size is 12, and border radius 4 pixel, padding 3/6, background would be green. So that is pretty much it for this one and for the image. But now what I want is, if you hover on the image, then opacity should be 0.8. so I have taken the image on top of the top, define the top, and then on hover an image I will give it opacity. So our product category card is now completed, right? So that's pretty much about the product category card. After this card, the next thing that we have here is, let us see, for smaller screen, let us do one thing, let us map it into 2. Okay, so if I will give it a media max with 750 pixel, I will give it a width of say 150. Yeah, 150 looks good, but we need to do some changes also. So for smaller with card wrapper gap, let us give it a gap of say 14 pixel. Perfect. And it should be 200. Yeah, now it is looking pretty much good, right? So yeah, let us give it a 200. Let's see, not working for smaller screens. 180 would be 150. $150 is good, but some error has occurred. Let us see. Let us reload this one. Okay, 150 looks good. So 180 also looks good. So finalizing with 180. I will finalize with 180 only. Okay, so 180 is finalized. But just now it showed in 2 only, but now it is not coming. So let us do one thing. For image, its height would be given to, for smaller screen, its height would be given to 200 pixel. Let us see. Yeah, 240 is good, I guess. Yes, 240 can be good option, or for 600 pixel only. I will change this to 600. Then the image is done. After that image, what else do we have? We have the button. So in the button I will change the padding to 6/14 pixel. Then I will give sales, I will change the font size to say 8 pixel. Perfect, or 10 pixel would look good. So now our category card are done. For bigger screen it is coming in a horizontal manner, and for smaller screen it is wrapped, right? So after this thing, the same card wrapper I will be using in the next section, and we will be having our products card, right? So the different products that we have, so for that we have to create the card. So I will write products card, and let us just create this products card. Okay, it won't be product category card, it will be only product card. I will copy, and the card I will create a product card.jsx RAFCE. Let us import it here in the home, product card. Perfect. So you can see product cards, right? So now we have to style this product cards basically. So as you can see in the product cards, we have image, then a name, then description, then amount, and all the stuffs, right? So first thing, let us wrap the whole thing in a card, and after this card we will be having a top. In the top we will be having an image, and after that we will be having another thing, that is menu, that is add to cart, and the favorite option we will define that rater, and we have a rating at the bottom. So we'll have a rate, and then we have, after the top we have a details. So in the details we have a title. For now let us give it title. Then we have a description. I will change it to description, and at the end we have the price. I will define price 1200, say for of now, and it will be having a span where it would be original MRP, which will be sliced off, and then we have a percentage and say 20% off. Okay, so now let's define the style components. So first thing, I will copy from product category card itself the top menu and the till menu. I will copy and I will paste it here, and then I will define the other things that are, say, what are the other things. So rate, then details, title, description, price, all these things we will be doing from here, right? So span is there and percentage is there. Perfect. So let us pass the src for of now. I will open this image in a new tab. I will copy the link and pass this for of now for the design purpose. So yeah, so if you can see the images there, title, description, and all the stuffs are present, right? So let us get started with styling the card, the rate. So first is details. Display would be flex, gap would be 6, flex direction column, padding would be 4 pixel by 10 pixel, font size 16 pixel for title, then font width 700, color would be text primary. For description, the font size is 16 pixel, font width 400, color is text primary, overflow hidden, text overflow would be eclipse, then white space would be node app, right? For price, display flex, align item centers. So this is a basic CSS, but you can visualize them, or you can also check out my GitHub if you don't want to add the CSS. You can see my GitHub, there would be the link for this application, and you can go and check the CSS from there also. Perfect. Then percentage, we have font size 14 and font weight 500. Perfect, right? So it is looking pretty much same that we have, but the menu and the rating we have to provide. The rating would be firstly imported from MUI rating. So let us import this rating. We have to add a value and a font size. So I will give font size 14 pixel. So let us just import this rating for of now. So I will import this rating, and if we reload, you can see the rating is there, right? But we need to fix the position of this rating basically. So before the position of this rating, what else do we have in the menu? We have the favorite rounded icon with font size 20 and color would be red. So let us import this favorite and another menu item. I will wrap these icons in the menu item so that it will be having a white border. Perfect, right? Let us import or define the menu items. So I will write menu items. Border radius 50%, width would be 18 pixel, height 18 pixel, background white, padding 8 pixel, display would be flex, align item center, justify content center, z index would be 100, and yeah, that is for this. And then let us import the icons. I have imported the icons from the style components. Okay, and color would be inherit. So you can see the icons are now coming, but not the correct position. It is not in the correct position, right? So let us make it correct. So for rating, let's give it a position absolute, z index 10, color would be text primary, bottom 8 by 8 pixel, left would be 8 pixel, padding 4 pixel by 8 pixel, border radius 4 pixel, background would be white, opacity 0.9 you can give. Right now it is looking pretty much perfect, but the menu items we have to fix that, right? For the menu, let us go to the menu and let's see its position. Okay, so its display would be none, and when we hover it, then we should show that one, right? So let us do one thing. On hover, I will add before after this one menu. So on hover of this menu, I will show that one, and width would be say 50%. So let us see if we hover it. So it's with this 18, border radius would be 15%. With 18 pixel, height 18 pixel, background would be white, padding 8 pixel, display. Okay, sorry, it is a wrong CSS. So z index would be 10, color would be text primary, top 14, right 14, display none, flex direction column. So now it is, you can see it is coming absolutely fine that we have. So we are pretty much completed with designing our home page, our sign in and authentication page, right? So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you're liking it. So the next thing is what we have to do is we have to build the shop listing page basically. So if you use a shop listing page, we have to define that one. So the shop listing page is there. So first thing, I will wrap the whole thing in a container. Then after that, we will be having a filter option. So there is a filters. So in this filter, we will be having our products. So products, we will be having a card wrapper. I will wrap it inside a card wrapper, and then we will pass products, product card, and other thing what we need here is, so there will be two sections, one is filter and the products side by side, and I have wrapped it. So first let's define the container. The same thing, height would be 100, flex, align item center, the same pretty much stuff. So you can see, like, once you start building one page, you will get the concept like how to design basically, right? Yeah, so let us define the other style components also. And what else is left? So let us write menu. So in the filter, inside filter, we will be having menu. So yeah, so product card, let us import the product card from cards component / cards / product card. So yeah, so if you come back, okay, so this one is not visible, right? So in the shop listing, it is not visible because we have to define the routes also for the shop listing. So I will copy and paste, and I will write shop, and it would be shop listing, right? So now in the shop listing, you can see a single product is coming, right? So yes, let's get started with designing this one. So in the filters, I will give it a width of 230 pixel and height would be 90%, and overflow, why it will be having a scroll effect, and padding 20 pixel by 16 pixel. And in the container, for smaller screen, I will give it a flex direction of column because I don't want it side by side because of the small screen. So in filters also, for filters, in menu, I will add display flex direction column, gap would be 4 pixel. So now inside this menu, we will be having different filters. So if you go in the data, so there are filters I have listed down, so you can use that one. So I will write filters.map. So I will map the filters first, then I will, inside this filters, we will be calling a filter section, which will be having a title, say filter.name, and it will be having the items. So I will define that later. First let's import this one. So I will import filter from /util/data, and then we have the filter section and the title, right? So I will write filter section, import const filter section equals to styled.dev, and then I will write filter title equals to style.dev. Perfect, done. Okay, so filters.name. So you can see product categories, filter by price, filter by size, right? So these are the filters that we have. Now for the filter section, we will make it display flex, direction column, gap would be 16, padding would be 12 pixel. Title would be font size 20, font width 500, right? Done. But for smaller screen, we need to change this one. So I will do it later, but let's see the other items that we have. So I will write filters.value equal to price. So if it is price, then what we will show here is a slider, right, where we can select the price. So if it is price, then I will show a slider. If it is say filters.value equal to say price, then we have item, and after that we will be having if it is size, then we have different items. Say filter, I will write filters dot items dot map, and then I will map the item. It will be a selectable item, right? So yeah, item, and then it is a selectable item. selectable item and item is there present, it is done. And then we have the next so I will define the item first that we have used. So, and there is a selectable item also there, so I will write the const selectable item equals to style.div, and let us write the style inside that. It would have a cursor pointer, display flex, you can see, and then we will give it a border and a color and then border radius and then a padding, and then I will give it a width of fit content. So now it is looking pretty much good, right? So as we wanted, and then we will give it a style, say if selected. So done, and then I will come back, and then for filters.value, if it is category, then I will do null, and if it is filter.category, I will paste the thing item, right? And then I will use that one. So you can see now all the three filters are coming absolutely fine. Okay, so let us modify some of the CSS. For filters I have modified. So for smaller screen, let us make it so width as 100%. Perfect. And what else we can modify? So in the slider, let us define the slider minimum and maximum value display would be auto. Perfect. And I have given a label also for $0 to $100, $1000. Perfect, right? And I will pass a key also for each of the selectable item, because we have mapped this one, right? So this is done. Then we will be having our price range and set price range. It will be a use state 0 to 1000. You can say I will use this one in the selector, price selector. Then we will be having selected size. We have selected categories. So these are the default categories and the size that are being selected. Then in the default value, I will pass the price range. Perfect. And I will set an on change also. When it will be changed, then I will change the price range as a set new value to new value. So perfect, right? Perfect. Now this is perfectly working. It should work perfectly. And then also for the selectable items, there is a props called selected. So I will pass selected equals to selected sizes dot includes items. This means if in the selected sizes array, if the item is included, that means it is selected, right? So we will pass true and false, and according to that we have made our color props. So you can see the selected items that are by default that are selected, right? And the same thing on click I will do set selected categories. Then I will say previous, or you can say that previous category. I will take arrow function and I will check that previous categories includes the category that we have, the item. If yes, then what we will do here is I will remove that one from the I will do previous categories dot filter category. I will write category not equal to item, right? Not equal to item, and I will pass the previous items and item. If it is not selected, then I will make it selected. So I will pass the previous item along with the current item. So you can see if you click on any of them, it is getting selected, right? So that is how we will be setting the same for the selectable items of the size or the categories also, right? The same thing, I will give previous sizes instead, and selected size I will change it to selected size to set selected size. Perfect. So you can see it is working. All the things are working now, right, for filters. So the next thing that we have after this filters is the products part, right? So the different products that we have. So for the products card, let us write multiple products card. And first thing we have to define a card wrapper also and a filter. So I will copy the card wrapper from home. So let us just copy the one thing. There is the issue with the scroll part. Let us copy and paste the container from the home and let's just see. So now it is scrollable. I have copied the card wrapper. I have pasted that one, the same thing, same card wrapper, and now you can see that both the things are coming in the order of 2. But there is a problem that for products, height would be 70%, padding bottom 200 pixel. Height would be 70%. Let us do one thing. Overflow Y would be scroll, padding would be none, overflow Y none, hidden. Let us make some changes in the style. Flex direction is column. Let us give it a padding of 12 pixel. Now it is looking perfect, I guess, right? So, but product categories are not perfect. So I will change it to minimum width. Still not looking perfect. I have given overflow Y hidden. Okay. So what I have decided is I will give it a whole scrollable part. Both the filters and the products will be scrollable, right? So in that case, let us see what happens, if it gets fixed or not. For filters also I will give it a height of 100%, and for smaller screen it is not working. There is some issue in the filters basically, but if you give overflow hidden both, if I remove the height, let us give it the height of minimum. Fit content you can also give. Okay, so for now let us go with this only. So for smaller screen size, we will be having the selection of product categories and the products, right, basically. So let's go with this only. I will change this one, the design part, later. So let us now have the other pages that we have. So in new arrivals, you can do the same thing that we have in the home page, only just you have to apply some filters. But rather than that, if you see, if I log in, so let me log in. So if you see the cart and the favorite page, so there are two pages that are cart and favorite, so that we should design now. So let us first define the cart and the favorite page. So in the favorite, we will be having favorite in the routes. So if you go for favorite, the favorite is coming, and we will define the same as a cart, where the path would be cart, simple cart. So cart is coming, right? So we have linked that one. So now let's get started with the favorite page, but basically, right? So in the favorite page, I will import the style components from style, the thing that we do, style components. Then we will define the style components that are route, that are container and all. So I will copy paste the same from the container section from the favorites. I will paste it here. Then we have title and a card wrapper. I will paste it again. So let us now write the thing. So container, inside that we will be having section, inside that we will be having the title, that is your favorite, your favorites, and after that we will be having, say, card wrapper, and then inside that we will be having our products card, basically. So I will write products card. Done. Perfect, right? So products card. So there would be multiple products card. So you can see it is looking pretty much good. If I open in bigger screen, so you would be able to see that for favorites it is looking perfectly fine, right? So now next is the cart page. So it is a little bit complex, but we will do it, right? So first thing is style components. Then in the style components we will be having let us get started with the container only. So I have pasted the container and all the stuffs that we have been using the same for all. So I have container, inside that we have section, then we have the title, and I will give it a title of your cart, shopping cart, and you can see it is coming perfectly fine. Then we will be having a wrapper. Then in the wrapper we will be having two sections, one is left, one is right. On the left section we will be having the thing for your cart items that we have, and then on the right we will be having the address and payment details page, details section. So I will define the wrapper, and then we will define left, then we will define right, and rest of the things are not needed for of now. We can comment them also. So for left, let us give it a background color of red, and for right, let us give it a background color of blue. And for wrapper, let us give the style display flex gap 32 pixel, width will be 100%, and left flex would be 1 and right flex would be 1, and for wrapper padding would be 12 pixel, and for smaller screen the direction would be flex direction would be column. Perfect. Then for smaller screen flex would be 1.2. okay, and for right it would be flex would be 0.8. Now let us define the left. So first thing, there would be a table. So in this table we will be having table items. So table items are basically the headers. So firstly one is product, then we have price, then we have the quantity, and then we have the subtotal of the thing, right? And then we have the option of delete. So for that we don't have any heading, right? So all these items would be bold, so, right? For I will pass the props of bold for table items. So let us now define the table and the table item. So table would be a style.div, and then we will write the table item also, that is also a style.div. So let us write the table. So for table, font size 16 pixel, then display would be flex, align item center, then head margin bottom of 22 pixel, and then we have the table items also. So for table items, if flex and bold are there, then we will do flex 1 and bold is there, font width 600, font size 18 pixel. So you can see that our table is now coming, right? And then I will copy and paste this table again for having different items. So for now we will be removing the bold, and in the price we will add the price, quantity I will add quantity, subtotal I will add subtotal. Perfect. So now for items, table items for of 2, it is showing like that, but we can't use that. We should have a plus and minus to add or more or reduce that one, right? So I will write a div and minus and a div and plus, right? So counter, let us define the counter. So const counter equals to style.div. I will define, say, giving display flex, gap 12 pixel and item center, border I have given, border radius I have given, and a padding I have given, right? So now it looks perfectly fine, that through which you can add or remove the items. And after that, what we have here is a products basically, right? So before that, in the table, what you can do here is, if you notice it, okay, so for the product, basically we will be having a product item, right? So where the image is there, so I will write product, then I will define image, and then we have the details of the product. So I will write details. So in this details, inside this details we have the project title, so product title, sorry, and the title and the product description and the product size, basically you can say, right? So these things we are taking. I will define the product description and the product size. So let us define the style components. Products equals to style.div. Then we have the products like image. So it will be image, style.image. Then we have the details, that would be style.div. Then we have the product title, right? So product details would be the description. And then we have the product size. So yeah, all the things are defined. So now if you reload, you can see the things are coming, but we have to define them with the styles, right? So first thing, image height would be 80 pixel, then project title would be font size 16, font width 500, primary color, then product description would be text primary and hidden eclipse and all this thing. Product size would be 14 pixel, font width 500. Okay, so I have copied this image src and I will pass through the image in this one, so it will be like visible to us how it is looking, right? So it is looking good now, right? So as we have done, so the next thing after this that we have here is the right section where the payment details are being present, right? So I will write subtotal of, say, subtotal colon 1 to 120.0, and then we have the delivery details, that is delivery details, and then I will define the subtotal, const subtotal equals to style.div, and we have the delivery details, so I will write delivery details, and then we have the first let us remove the color blue. Yeah, now for subtotal we have font size 22 pixel, font width 600, display flex, and delivery font size 18 pixel, font width 500, and display flex and all this stuff, right? So yeah, now in this delivery details we will be having a form kind of structure, right? So I will define div, and then inside that I will write another div where we will be having text input side by side, right? So there would be text input, so I will write text input, and then I will first let us import this text input. I will import text input from dot slash component slash text inputs, right? And then I will write button. Perfect. So yeah, text input and buttons are there, right? Done. So I will pass a placeholder, first name and last name, and style would be display flex. Perfect. And gap would be 6 pixel, right? This is now coming perfectly aligned. Then we have the phone number, so email address, then we have email address. After that we have the phone number, so I will write phone number, and then at the last what we have here is text area, we will pass the text area, that will be our address. So I will simply give a complete address, state, country, pin code, and it will be having a row of 5. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So delivery details are done. I will paste this one and I will write this one, change this to payment details, right? So I will change the inputs and I will change the first one with the card number. Then we have the expiry date and CVV, and at last we have the card holder name. And the last one I will remove, do not need of text field. And at the end of this delivery, we will be having a button whose text would be place order, and that's it. So you can see now the thing is looking pretty much cool. It is responsive fully, you can see, right? So our cart page, our favorite page, and our shop page, all the things are done, right? So yeah, the only thing that we are left with is the product details page. So if you click on any of the product, there would be details page that should be open, right? So that part is left, right? So first let's link that one. So in routes, I will define product details page, and I will write shop/id, that is the routes. So ./id is basically the thing that we can take from id, that would be coming from the params of the URL, right? So if you open and give any ID, it will take us to the product details page basically. Perfect. Then let us go one thing. Let us import the style components, and style components from style components. Then after that we have our so style components is important. So as you can see in this page, what we have, the product details is the left side, we have our image, and on the right side we have our details, right? So I will define the container first. Then the other things that we have is a wrapper, and after this wrapper we have a the image wrapper and the details, you can say. So image wrapper is there, and then we have the details. So image wrapper on the left and details on the right. So after that we will be having other things, so I will do that later. So first let's get started with container, right? So first is container, then inside that it's wrapper, and inside that wrapper we have the image wrapper, and we have the details, right? So in image wrapper, let us give it I and details D. So let us now get started with the style. So first container would be flex and align item center, justify content center with 100, height 90. Wrapper would be flex 1, max width 1400, display flex, gap, and justify content center. Image wrapper would also have flex 1, details would also have flex 1. So you can see I and D are present. Background color I have given red and background color blue to identify which one is present where. So this is done. Okay, now after this, what else do we need here is if you open your cart, so I will copy this wrapper and I will paste this wrapper thing here, same thing as we have, right? The flex direction and this one. So I will give it a justify content center. Okay, so let us open. Yeah, so now you can see, like for bigger screen it is like distributed, and for smaller screen they are coming in the flex direction column wise, right? Then we will give it a gap of 32 pixel, and let's get started with the image and the details, right? So first is image, so I will write image and it is src. I will for of now provide any URL of the t-shirt, and let us define the image. So image const image equals to style dot const image equals to style dot image, right? So what I will do here is I will give it a height of 600 pixel and a border radius of 12 pixel, and display would be flex for image wrapper, and align items would be center, and justify content would be center. So now I can see it is looking pretty much good, not bad. And I will give the image as for smaller screen size, less than 750 pixel. I will give it height on height of auto, and its height of 300 pixel. You can give height of 300 pixel, and for okay, there was a mistake. For smaller screen, height of 300, and for bigger, height of 600, right? So yeah, that was done. And what else we need here for the image? Height, let us give it 400. This looks nice, right? So yeah, that was it. So let us go with the details. Display flex, gap 18 pixel, flex direction column, and padding 4 by 10 pixel, and flex 1. Then in the details, what we have here is a div, and in this div I will have the title, and then after the title we will be having our name. So I will write name, then we have the rating also, and I will change this one rating. This rating would be from MUI, basically MUI rating, material UI. Then we will be having our price. So I will write price equals to 120 less. Then we have a span where it will be sliced off, whose original price was 200, and then we have a percentage of say 40% off. Perfect. Price is done. Then we have a description of product. So I will write a product description. Done. And at the end that we have here is a I will say that one. Before that, let us define the title and all the components that we have written. So I will define all of them one by one. So yeah, I have defined all of the container. Now if you reload, you can see the stuffs are coming, right? So now let's style them. Font size 28, font weight 600 for title, color would be theme primary. For description would be 16 pixel, font weight 400, and color would be text primary again. For name, you can for price you can give display flex align item center, gap 8 pixel. Font size, font color you can give. For span, you can give it a slice off with the text decoration of theme.text secondary and text decoration line through, right? And a percentage is also there with green color, right? So that was this one. And product description, you can do some modifications though, but let us, before the product description, let us go with the sizes that we have for our items, right? So I will create sizes, and in these sizes I have an item, say items, and we have Excel. So inside sizes we have items, in that we have item XL, right? So let us define first the sizes. On sizes I have defined with some styles, and then we have const size, and then we have const items. One sizes was extra, yeah. So const items and const item. So items would be the wrapper, and item is the item. So display flex, gap 12 pixel, and border for item would be primary, and font size 14. Then with height I have given, then border radius, display flex, align item center, justify content center, right? So yeah. And I can pass selected also for each of the items, that would be selected, and then it would be black color. And at the end we have a button container where the add to bag or the go to cart or favorite button would be present, right? So in a button container, let us define the button container would be a style.div, and it is very much simple. For the button container, I will import the button from /component/button, and I will write text add to cart full, and it would be outline. And then we have another button full but not outline, that would be buy now. And we have a button, but it won't have any text, it would have a left icon, and that is the favorite rounded, right? So I will import favorite rounded from MUI, from @MUI icons. Done. So yeah, that's it. I guess the buttons are now good. but give the style display flex gap 16 pixel and that one. So now the buttons are looking absolutely fine, right? So for the button of the icon button, it would also be outlined and full. Perfect. Yeah, now it is looking fine. Rest what we can add here is height is 100%. Let us give it a height of 90%. If you open the home, I will copy this one and I will paste it here. Overflow would be scroll. Now it is perfect, right? So now you can see it is coming perfect. It is scrollable also. So I guess all the pages have been completed that we will be having for this e-commerce website. So if you go in the bigger screen, it is responsive, right? So yeah, so I think like the front end you have learned a lot from this. So that's it for the product details page. I don't think there would be any modifications. If you give it height 80%, okay, so yeah, I think like the pretty much things are now stable. I think it's looking good. It's looking good now. So all our pages are completed. So now we will be having a home page, shop page, sign in cart, favorite, right? So now we will get started with the backend. So I will close this one, our client, and we will get started with the backend. So we will now get started with the server part, right? So our client is done. So now in the server part, as you can see, we have already installed the dependencies earlier, right? So we will be using MongoDB as our backend basically. So you can go in the MongoDB and create your account. You can do Google login or any email login, right? So we will be requiring a MongoDB URL, that is your database URL. So create a .env file where we will be having our MongoDB URL, and after that we will be also needing index.js file, which will be our entry point. As you can see, I have opened MongoDB. So you can do Google login. I have done Google login. So it will take me to my account. Once you open your account, you can create your new project. So click on the button new project and you can create. I have already created. So I will simply click on connect and then I will get a MongoDB URL where you have to add your password for the cluster, right? And then it will be ready to go. And then in the index, in the package.json, so add a type module. So it will be like, we can use import in that case, right? And add a script start, that is nodemon index.js. So when you write npm start, it will be this command will be run, right? So now coming to the index.js file. So this is our main entry point. So first thing, we will define our app. So const app equals to express. Now what is express? We have to import express, right? So I will write import express from express. Then I will write app.use. Then we will be using course for our backend. So I will write app.use course, and after that we will be write app.use express, and then we need to set a JSON limit. So I will write a limit of 50 MB maximum, right? And we have to use also like express.url encoder, and I will add a extended true. Okay, so yeah, this is the basic setup we do for every server. And then we will write our app method, that is app.get. So whenever we open our app, so there should be a response that should be coming to us. So I will simply pass the response status as 200, and I will pass a message in the form of a JSON, which will be containing message as hello from GFG developers, right? So yeah, so this is our basic starter file, and now we have to create the to start the server, we need to create a function, right? So I will write asynchronous arrow function. Inside the try block, I will write app.listen to our port 8080, and once it is listened, so it will simply print console.log, that is server started on port 8080. Okay, so after that in a cache, I will simply call the error. If there is any error, it will print in the console.log, right? So yeah, that's it. And now we will call the start server function. So now if you open your server, do cd server from your root directory. You can write cd server and then you can write npm start. So you will see server started on port 8080, and if you open your localhost 8080, you will see the message hello GFG developers, right? So our server is now live. but now we haven't connected our database, right? So we have to connect our database. So I will again create an arrow function const connect db, in which we will call mongoose.connect, and then we will pass our URL, MongoDB database URL. So it is coming from the env file that we have added, right? So it will be like mongoose process.env.mongodb, and let us import the .env first, else it won't be accessible. So I will import star as .env from .env, and then we have to then after this calling the connect function, then we will call it then function, where in response I will write console.log as connected to the MongoDB. Okay, so we will get to know that it is connected, and if any error comes I will catch it and simply print in the console. Okay, console.log, you can do it, error, failed to connect with MongoDB, and error. And before this connect function we will set a strict query mode. So I will write strict query and it is true. Okay, so and we will call this MongoDB connect function before our app.listen. And also you need to configure your .env. So you can see we have to write .env.config. Okay, so then only we can access our env file. So you can see our it is showing connected to the MongoDB, right? So that is how you connect. Okay, and after that we will create our folder structure. So in server we have three main structure. First is model, then is controller, and then is routes. Okay, so we will create all the three folders as we have created. So models are basically your schemas and the structures that we will be using, and controllers are the function, and routes are your URL path, API URL path. And we also need to create an error function so that you can copy and paste from the video. Okay, so that will be required for errors. So we will be using an error handler. So I will simply write this error handler app.use, and then we will pass error and request and response and the next function. And when this error handler is used, so it will write const status equals to error.status, and or it should have a status of 500. If not provided, then message we will be providing error.message, or you can write something went wrong. And the last one, that is we have to return this one. So I will return res.status. I will pass the status and .json form of a message. Success would be false and status would be status and message. Okay, so that is how we can handle our errors basically. So this error handler is also done. Now we will get started with our models. So our models would be first would be the products model and user model. So I will create the two files, products.js and order.js and error.js, our three files. So let's get started with the user first, right? So first is I will import mongoose. So I will import mongoose from mongoose. So then I will write const user schema equals to new mongoose, and then we will write a schema where we have to define our schema. So first thing would be user name. So these are the attributes basically. So first one is name and its type will be string and it is required true. Okay, and it is done. Then I will copy and paste this one, and we have other things like email. Then email should be always unique for each and every user. So I have written unique true. Then we have password. So password, it is required true. Then we have the image, that is also a string URL and it is by default null. If user gives, then it's full and good. If not, then it's good to go. Okay, so we are having these things for the user currently, and we need the timestamp also. So I will write timestamp true. Okay, so this is how we have defined our schema basically. Then we need to export the schema in form of a model. So I will write export default mongoose.model, and it is user, and I will pass user schema. Okay, so this is how you create your models basically. Done. Then we have orders. So I will copy and paste the same for orders, and now I will change the name. So it's order schema. Then instead of a user there will be shopping. Order would be the model, and then we will be changing the things that we have. So let us change the first thing to our, in orders we will be having total amount. So I will write total amount. Its type will be, you can do number mongoose, or you can do mongoose.types.decimal, and then there is an address. You can do it type string, or you can do default as null. Okay, and then we don't have password, we will be having a status, and by default you could place it payment done. Then you have an image, you don't have image, sorry. So this is a basic order schema. Then I will copy that to product, and in product we will be having product schema, and I will change this to product. Done. Okay, so this is our models basically. Now in product schema we have the product title, then it will be string, then we have the product name, it will be string again, then we have description, and what else do we have? We have an image of the product, then we have price of the product, and its type would be a complex type. So in type we will be having an object. So in object we will be having first original price, whose type is number, and default would be 0.0. MRP is also a number, so its default would be 0.0, and at the last we have a off, that is type number, and its default 0.0. Off is 0, and the whole price default can be or original 0.0, MRP 0.0, and default 0 of 0. Done. And then we have the size of the products. So it will be a type of string, and by default it would be empty of array. So the string would be an array of string, so it would be in the third bracket. So yeah, size would be an array of string. So that was our product model, and we have the categories at last. So it will be the same default empty array and types array of string. So there would be a comma. I have made a mistake by dot, so replace all with the commas in the mongoose.model. And after that we need to make a relation, right, of the database. So for orders we need to relate the products also. So I will define products in the order schema, and products we will be having type of array. So there are multiple products, so there is an array, and in this each array we have an object of product, which is type of mongoose.schema.types.object_id, and its reference would be products model. Okay, and after that we will be having quantity of each of the products. So it will be type number, and default would be 1. Okay, and after that we will be having required true. So this is our products, how we related the products. And last we will be having user who have placed the order. So user will be like type, again the same mongoose.schema. I will paste that one, and we will be having its reference as user, capital U, and required will be true. So yeah, and in user also we will be having user cart and favorites, right? So for cart it is a type of array of products, right, and its quantity. So the same thing, the product would be type of mongoose.project_id, and reference would be product, and quantity would be the same. So we will be having the type of number, the same thing, and after that we will be having default as empty. So cart by default should be empty, and we have a favorites. That is very simple, we have an array of object id of the products. Okay, so with type would be array of mongoose object id, and reference would be products. Okay, so this is how we make our relation in our database, and default is empty, right? So yeah, that's it. And at last what we can have our orders. So each user will have orders, so it will be a reference of shopping orders, right? So that is how we make our relation to our database. Okay, so this is done. So all the schemas have been finished, right? So now we will get started with our controllers. Okay, so before controllers we have our routes. So in routes we will be having 3 routes: users, products, and user and products. So yeah, user and products. And in controllers also we have 2 types of controllers: products and users. So I'll write users.js. Okay, done. So we have 2 controllers and 2 types of routes. So let's get started with the user controller, right? So first thing is authentication. So before that we will import all the stuffs that are required. So I will have imported the bcrypt and the JWT, JSON web token, and .env created a user and orders, okay, model. So now I will configure the .env. So I will write .env.config. So now this is done. First is user register. So I will write the user register controller, right? So first is I will export the const user register arrow function, basically a asynchronous arrow function, and we will take request and response, and then arrow function where we will be wrapping it with the try and catch. And also, like for user login, you can do user login. And yeah, now inside this we will be having a try and catch block, where if any error comes we will pass it. So in the try, first we will take email, password, name and image as a prop from the body, not a prop, from the body, request body. And then we will check that if the user already exists or not. So I will check from the user model that I will do find one, where I will pass the email and I will execute that one. If it is found, then I will pass. So I will give it a check. If existing user is true, then I will pass the return next create error, and I will pass that 409 basically the email is already in use. 409 status is for conflict. Okay, email is already in use. And after that I will do if user doesn't exist. So first thing that we have to do is we have to salt the password. What is salt? So we using bcrypt, we hash the password that user provided into some different encoded password, right? So that it is untrackable or unreadable by any of the user. Okay, so we have hashed the password. After that we will create a new user where name, email, password would be hashed password, and image I have provided. Okay, so user is being created. Then I will do const created user equals to user.save. Now once you do user.save, your user will be saved and it is stored in created user. And then I will create a new token from JWT using JWT, and its ID would be created user dot ID. So I am taking the ID of the created user, current created user, and I will be using that. And process.env.jwt I have to pass. So it will be expiring in 9999 years. You can give anything, one day also. Okay, so after this one, what you have to do is you have to pass the JWT token and the created user. So I will do return response.status 200 JSON token and user. Done. And I will catch the error if there is an error, and if there is an error I will pass in the next error. Okay, so it will be automatically handled. So now let us add the JWT in our env file. So I will add JWT, anything, any string you can give, right? So yeah, after that one, what we have to do here is we have to add our routes. So as we have created this one, so let us create the routes for the user also. So I will do import express from express, then I will define our route. So const router equals to express.router, and then we will write router.post to sign up, where I will call the controller user register, right? And in index.js we have to define the routes. So I will import user router from /router/user.js. So user router is imported, and then what we will do here is we will be able to use that one. So you can see there is some error it is showing. So let us see where the error is. So it will be user router, and let's see. Okay. Okay, so we have to call the user router. So I will write app.use API/user/user router. So with this URL you can access your controller. Okay, and let us reload. You can see the error is coming. Let me check. Okay, so in the controllers it will be controller/user.js. Okay, so controller/controller/user.js. Okay, so our import was, there was some error I guess. No, but still there are some errors. Import user router from. Okay, we have to export the router, right? Export default router. Now you can see the error has been gone, right? So I will open my Postman basically. So Postman is basically used to test your APIs and build the APIs, right? So I'm using Postman. You can download it from any of the app store or thing. So first thing is sign up, right? We have made the sign up. So I have my email address, password, name and image. So I will simply call this API, and you can see some internal server error is there. Okay, hash password would be hashed password and user.find1. So find one O would be capital in find one, right? So let us test now. Okay, there is some error again. Okay, so it is user, not users. So let us change this one and see if it works. Okay. Let us see now. Hash password error. Okay, so it is showing 409 conflict. So let us change our email address. Yeah, so now you can see that a new user is being created, right? With a different email address that we wanted. So our user register is completed. So now I will copy and paste that in our user sign up or user login also. But now we only need email and password. And now instead of existing user, we will check if the user exists or not, right? So I will change the status code. I will write user already exists, or it's a user not found. Not already exists, user not found. And I will remove the salting part and all, and then I will write const is password correct, which is basically check of the password is correct or not. So I will call the bcrypt, and then I will do compare sync, and then I will pass the password and the user.password. So we have to define the user. So let us remove this one first, created user and user. And instead of created user, I will write here user in the token, and instead of existing user, I will change this to simple user. Instead of existing user, I will change that to I will change all to existing user. Okay, so yeah, so now you can call your login also. So basically sign in, and instead of user register, it will be user login. So now if you call the login function, sign in function, so let us check. Error is user not found. If you give some different email, let us see. I will copy the email that I have just created now, and I will paste here, and I will do. So it is showing user not found, again the same thing. Let us debug where the error is coming actually. Let us see now if the effect comes, but the same error is coming. Okay, I got it. There would be a node basically, right? If existing user is not present, then only we should pass. Yeah, now it is working perfectly fine. So you can see our token is coming and our user is also coming, right? So yeah, so our login function is also done. User login and user register both are completed. So now the next thing that comes into part here is our products. So I will define our products controller. So first one is I will import the things that are required for our products. Then I will write const export const add products. And it is a asynchronous request response and next. I will add a try block and a catch block. If any error is there, I will pass as a next error. And in the try block, I will pass const products data equals to request.body. And I will check it should be an array. So I have written that one in the condition. And if it is not an array format, then we will return 400 invalid format or invalid request. And expected an array of products, right? So we need an array of products. If there are 5 products, then I will push 5 products in our database, right? So yeah, so array of products. After that, we will create a variable const created products, which is an array, empty array. Then I will run a for loop of the products data, and then in the for loop we will be getting the products title, name, description, size, category, and all the stuffs from the product info. And then I will create a new product from this product info, and I will pass title, name, description, and all the stuffs that are required. And once a product has been created, what we will do here is we will pass const created products equals to await product dot save. I will save the product, and then I will push this product in my empty array of created products, right? So, and that's how we will be getting all the products that are being created. And in the response, I will pass the response that status with successful message that our products has been added or created products. And then we will be having another function that is to get the products. So I will write const get products equals to asynchronous request response and next. And then we will have a same try catch block we will be having inside the try. So first is the catch block, and then again the same thing in the try. We will be taking some of the query that are categories, prices, minimum prices, maximum prices, sizes, and searches. And according to that, first I will split the sizes. As there will be multiple sizes, we will be splitting that one and creating an array. And then I will create a empty object of filter. And then if I will check if the category is an array format, then in the filter.category I will pass the category, right? And then minimum price I will add in the filter.price minimum price original, and then I will add if minimum price, then I will add filter price or greater than parse float minimum price and maximum price, like that. And then in the sizes I will check that if array sizes is an array or not, and if it is an array, then I will add the sizes array in the filter.size. Then I will add a search bar. Then for the search functionality, we will check the title and description and match it with the regex. And once it is done, I will simply write const products equals to await products.get, right? And like that, find, and we will pass the filter and we will send in the response. Now let's create the routes for the products. So first one is the post add, and then the next one is the get. So add is for adding products and get products is for getting the products, right? So we have created the routes. Now after this one, we will be having the other controllers also. So in other controllers, what we will be having here is in the products, we will be exporting a get product by ID for getting a single product. So we will be creating this controller. So again the same thing, the try and catch block with the arrow function with request response and next. And in this try block, we will be getting the ID first of all from the params, and I will check that if it is a valid object ID or not. If not valid, then I will say invalid product ID in my response. And then if it is a valid, then I will do is I will try to find in my products. If not, then I will write product not found. Okay, so if product is found, then I will simply return the product, right? So this is a very simple, like how we create our controllers and how we access them, right? So I hope it is clear. So the next thing that we are going to do here is in the routes we will be adding id as the prop, so :id and get product by id. So now this is done. So after this, the products controller is pretty much done. So we will be having our let's test with the product. So I have a default product in my readme, so I will paste that one in my body, so you can see. And after that I will create the URL, that is API/product/ product routes, that is products.js, and then I will define my routes for the products, that is API/products. And if I now do product slash so if I do now product/add, there is an error, created product is 1. Okay, so products, we are not using that one, it will be small p products.save, right? And that would be created products. So now you can see product array successful, and I am passing the array of created products, right? So now it is working absolutely fine. And if you get for simple get method, then you will see multiple products that are coming, right? And if you pass the id, you will get the products with the id. Okay, if you give a id, you will get that particular product itself, right? So that is basically how you have created the routes for the products. Now coming to the user. So for user, what you will be having here is other controllers. First one is export const add to cart, that would be asynchronous function with having request and next, and then I will add a try block and a catch block. Then I will say next error if there is an error. And for try block, what we will do here is we will take the product id and the quantity from our request.body, and after that we will be taking the JWT user request.user const await user find by id JWT, and then we will be doing const existing card items is equals to user card finding the product, and then I will check if the existing is already present, the product is already in the card, then I will update the quantity by decreasing it, and if the product is not in the cart, then I will simply add it. So this is the basic logic of doing that thing. And after that we will save the user, and then in response we will be sending post added to cart successfully. So that is how we do. And then I will create another function remove from cart, where again it will be a try catch block, and inside the try block, not in the catch block. So in the try block I will paste that one product id and quantity from request body, and after that we will be doing the user JWT, and after that we will be checking, say if user not found, if not user not found, and then we will be doing const product index equals to user.card.find index and item.product equal to product id, and I will check that if product id is not equal to -1, then quantity is there and quantity greater than 0. What I will do here is I will simply say if a condition and then check the product index, and if quantity is less than 0, what I will do is I will remove the whole thing, and if the quantity is greater than 0, I will reduce by -1. Okay, so and then I will create a await save user.save. So that is how we basically do the thing, and then in response I will send it to the user, right? So then in the else request so done. So remove from cart and add to cart are now done, and now we are left with the get cart items. So I will add const get all cart items, and then it is the same asynchronous function with the next and try catch block, same thing. And again in the try catch block we will be checking the user JWT const user await user.find by user JWT. I will check the user is present or not, and if we get that one, we have to populate the cart item. So I will write populate, where path will be cart.products and model is products, right? So this is how if you have relationalized that one, you can populated one. So const cart items equals to user.cart, and then in response I will send the cart items, okay, in JSON format. So now get all cart items are done. Then the next thing is export place order. So this is the place order API controller. So request response next, the same thing, the try and catch block, the same thing we will be doing. Then we have the error, the next error, and desired function. Inside this try block, what we will do here is we will take the product address and total amount, the three things we are taking, and then again we are taking the user JWT, and then I am finding the user, the same thing we are doing. Then I will create a new order of with product, user ID, total amount, and address. And once it is done, so I will save that one. So I will write await order.save, and then I will do user.cart.save. So and then I will write user.cart equal to empty array. So I have removed the cart, and then again I will do user.save, and then I will return that one as status of 200 with a message that order placed successfully. And then what we need to do here is I will pass the order, right? So that is how you have defined a placed order, okay? So then I will define export const getting all orders. So a simple function to get all the orders of the current user. So the same thing again, the try and catch block would be present, and then the next function of error, and after that we will be having const user equals to request.user, order equals to await order.find, and then user equals to user.id, and then in return I will pass the response of the orders from the user, okay? And then in the export const add to favorite, we have the next controller add to favorite, which is the asynchronous function again. Then try and catch block, the same thing again, and then after that we will be having our product ID, that is request.body, and after that we will be taking the same thing user. Then we will check the user, and after that once it is checked, we will see that if the favorite is already included or not. If favorite is already included, then I will not already included, then I will push that one, the product ID, and then I will save it. And else if it is included, then I have to remove that one, right? So you can give it in the remove products. So I will just copy paste this one, and I will paste this one, if remove from favorites, and let us remove this one, and I will write user.favorites equal to user.favorites.filter, where favorite not equal to favorite dot equals the product ID, the current favorite, right? And so it will filter out rest, keeping the product ID same, it will remove that one. So and I will then do user.save, it will save the user, okay? And after that we will be having other function controller, that is get user favorites, where we will be getting all the users favorite, right? So const get user favorite, it is asynchronous function, request response next, and then a catch block with the next error. So const user ID equals to request.user ID, and then we will be having a user await find by ID populate. Then I will populate the favorites, and then I will execute that one, right? And after that we will check if user exists, then I will return this one, and if user does not exist, then I won't be returning this one. So if not user, next is next create error force phone user not found, okay? And in JSON I will pass the user.favorites in form of array. So this is done. So all the things are done. So first one is orders, then favorites, then cart, right? So in the manner we have created. So this is done. So all the controllers are done basically. So the next thing that we have to do here is we have to define the user routes. So I will write the cart first, that is cart. Then I will write the first one would be get, then patch, and then delete. So post and then patch. So first one is a cart, then post would be you add to cart, and the patch would be remove from cart, right? So for same that would be for the favorites also. So I will write first orders and then favorites. So orders would be the same, order, get and post, only the two things, place order and get all orders. And the last we will be having favorites. So it would be like the same thing. I will copy and paste. So it would be get favorite and then get all favorite, then add to this one favorites, then remove from favorites. Done. And now this is done, right? So then we will be having a middleware through which we will be verifying our user JWT, right? So I will create a new folder middleware, and inside that create a new file verify token.js, right? So there would be a same asynchronous function where it is a verify token function. It is asynchronous function with request, response and next, and it will try and catch block having the same try catch block. And then in the try block we will see that if the user header is not present, then we will pass the request dot you are not authenticated. Then we will take the token const token equals to request dot header authorization dot split by 1. So we will take the bearer token and we will check if not token then not authenticated. Then we need to decode that one, right? So verify then token and decode. So yeah, so in the decode function we will check if decode is true, then we will pass and save it as user. And to use this middleware in the controllers, before the original controller, call this middleware controller, right? So in user request.user it will be saved the user data. So let us now do one thing. Let us change this one to favorites. So you are not authenticated is coming. So I will just simply copy the token and I will use that bearer token and I will send it. So you can see empty. That means it is working perfectly fine. So if you post some product also in your favorite for say product ID, that is this one, and if you send, you can see it is added to product, added to favorite successfully. And if you do a get, then you can see it is coming, right? So that is how basically we create our APIs. Then delete also works functionally, patch is also working functionality, right? So yeah, that's it for the APIs. I guess all the APIs are done. You can test them individually. So now it is the time for integrating it with the front end, right? So in the SRC, create a new folder called API, and inside API call index.js. And once index.js is done, so it will be containing all our APIs, right? First we have to import the Axios from Axios, and then we will define our base URL for the Axios, right? So I will write const API equals to axios.create base URL, that is localhost 8080 API. Then we will create export const user sign up function, that is asynchronous function taking data, and we will pass await dot post slash user slash sign up, right? And then I will paste this one. Then I will do const user sign in, then I will change it to sign in. Okay, so user sign up and user sign in functions are done. Then we have the get all products, and so for that we will be having a filter option that should have a products, and that would have filters. So I will simply write filter product slash filters. If there are filters present, it will be reflected, right? And then after that we have the get products, we have the get products detail. So and then we have the cart also. So for the cart we will be having the same as the login. So const get product details, and it would be asynchronous await API.get user slash cart. It would be a we have to pass the token also in this format after the headers authorization bearer token, and we have to take the token from props. And then get to cart is also done, and then remove from cart is also done. Get add to cart and delete from cart. So request post and patch, right? Then favorites also we have the same thing. We will copy and paste this thing again and again. So user favorites authorization bearer token and all the stuff. Perfect, right? Then we have our orders also. So placed orders and get orders, we have the two functions that I have already shown you. So export orders, right? So our APIs are now done. Now we have to call them, right? So for state management, to centralize the manage the state, we need a state management library, that is Redux for our React.js. It would be helpful, right? So I will you can go through the Redux documentation. It is very easy and very simple to go for. And yeah, so we will now set up our Redux, and if you have liked, give it a thumbs up. So in the Redux we will be creating a new folder, that is reducer, and inside that reducer we will be having something slices, and in the root of the Redux we will be having store.js. So in the reducer we have user slice.js, right? So I will import the create slice from Redux toolkit, and then we will const initial state equals to current user null. So current user is null, initial state. Then we will be creating a user slice. So that is, you create user slice, create slice, name would be user, initial state is initial, reducer equals to updated user, and state form action, that would be form of function, arrow function. So update password, login success, and logout. These are the 3 functions that we should need. So update user, current user equals to action.payload.user. Then login success, we will be taking the same. Login success, state.current user equals to action.payload.user. Total local storage dot set items price tab token. So we will be saving the token in our local storage, and in logout we will do state current user equals to null, and in local storage I will remove that one, the price tab token, right? So that is how basically we have defined our user slice. And then we need to export this one, so I will write export const updated user login success and logout equal to user slice dot actions. Then I will export default user slice dot reducer, and then we have inside the reducer we also have a snack bar slice. So the same thing, same way I have pasted, and then I will change the initial state with the open, then message, and a CVRT. Okay, so these are the initial state of the snack bar slice, and then we will update with the snack bar name, and then I will change the functions as open snack bar and close snack bar, and then I will change the state as state dot open equals to true, then state dot message equals to action dot payload dot message, and CVRT the same, and then in the close I will set open as false. Okay, so that is our basic functionality of the snack bar slice. Then I will change it to snack bar actions, snack bar slice actions, and change it to open snack bar, close snack bar, and then we will be having exporting this reducer, right? And then in the store we have some basic default things that we have to write. So I have pasted all the imports that we need, and after that I have used the persist config, that is root key is root, and then version 1 storage, and then root reducer I have, so user is reducer, and snack bar as snack bar reducer. Then I will write const persisted reducer equals to persist reducer, and then we have the persist config and root reducer. Then we have export, that is const store equals to config store, then reducer we will be passing the persist reducer, and middleware. In the middleware we have the get default middleware, where we have the serializable check that are ignorable actions. We will pass the flush and all those stuffs that are ignorable, right? So this is a basic setup, and rest of the things are constant, right? So you can just check my code from my GitHub and you can use that one. And then I will export this one. So const export persist config, persister equals to persister store, and I will pass the store. So it would be export const persist reducer, persisted reducer, it would be like there, reducer would be persisted reducer. Now it is correct, right? So we have created our Redux structure, but the thing is left, that is in the index we have to add the persister and the store at the root. So I have imported all the stuff that are provider, persisted, get, store, and persister. So first I will write provider, and where store is the store, and then I have wrapped that inside persist gate, where I will wrap the app, right? And then in persist get we have to pass a persister as persister, right? And then we are good to go to use our Redux, right? So now let us check our client. So I will write cd client and npm start. So this will be started. After this this has started, so you can see your React application has started successfully, but there might be some error. Let us inspect it one. So in the console you can see that in the store there are some issues. Okay, let us see. Okay, so there would be comma instead of semicolons. So yeah, now it is coming perfectly fine, right? So yeah, that is it for our Redux. So we have implemented Redux also. Now to use the user and the CVRT means that one. So we will be using use selector, and then we will be passing the state as the state dot user. For user we have current user, right? And then we have to import the use selector also. So let us import the use selector and dispatch. So if you reload now, and we need the open message and the CVRT. Okay, and after that we will be passing in Navbar the current user. So if current user is there, we will be having a check and we will be not showing the sign up button. So coming to the Navbar, or you can create a new toast message.jsx where a basic toast alert would be created. You will be getting this in the drive file. Okay, so you can use a snack bar, right? So I will use that snack bar here. So I will write open. When it is open, then I will show the toast message, and I will pass open equals to open, message equals to message, and CVRT equals to CVRT, right? So that is how you can use the React for the whole state of your application. And I will import the toast message from // component / toast message, right? So yeah, that is done. So the next thing that comes out here is the Navbar. So in the Navbar, if you have the current user, right? So I will check if the user is present currently. So I will simply do one thing. So I will come to the sign in and let us call the things. So first is const email, and then set email equals to user state, use state, that is a hook, and we have the password, that is also a hook. So password and set password, this is how you define your hooks, right? And then whenever this text inputs and this are changed, so you need to change the value also. So the value would be email, and handle change we will take e, and then we will set the value of the email as e.target.value. This is how it will be updated, right? And the same thing goes for the password also. So the same thing, just change the name to password and set password, right? So that is done, and we are good to go with the input. So pass a prop password so that the IE icon would be there in the password, right? So yeah, that is good to go. Then we will validate this one. So I will write a function validate inputs where we will check if both of them are null. Then we will create an alert, and then we need other things like button loading. So whenever we click on the button, it should be loading, right? So we will define other states as button loading. So now we will create a function for calling the sign up API, you can call. So validation, again we don't need validation, we have done. So I will change it to handle sign in, and in this handle sign in we will check, first of all, it is asynchronous function. We will check that set button loading is true. I will change the state of set button loading to true. Then I will add another state, that is simple button disabled or not. So set button disabled, I will check and I will give it true, and I will check if validate inputs is true. Then only I will call the function await user sign in. This is the API that we are going to call, and we will be passing the email and password as data. So let's import that one, user sign in from /API/index or simple API. After that we will call a then function, and then in the response we will check that if we will do a dispatch of simple dispatch, that is a dispatch of login success. We will do a dispatch, and then first of all let us define the dispatch. Dispatch equals to use dispatch from React from React Redux, done. And then we will be calling the login success, or you can say open snack bar, and then we will pass the message as login successful, CVRT would be success, right? So that is how you can use your snack bar basically. And again we need another dispatch that is basically for login success. Okay, and in login success what we will be having here is response.data, and rest would be same. And then I will create a catch error function where we will be like passing some error function where the loading and button disabled would be removed, So set button loading would be there, and we are checking the response and creating an alert or the dispatching the snack bar, right? So you can just copy and paste from my GitHub this one. So handle sign in function is done, and at the end also we will be disabling all the things. Okay, so in on click handle sign in should be called, and is loading is the button loading, and is disabled is the button disabled, right? So by default these are done, and let's see, let us reload and check. So in the postman we have the email as this one, and password I will simply pass that one, and password I will provide, and I will do sign in. So some error is coming, let us reload and see. Okay. Okay, so sign in is happening. Okay, so sign in is happening perfectly, but it is not visible because we haven't implemented that stuff, right? So sign in is happening perfectly fine. As you can see, it is response is coming right from the network tab. Then we will be moving to our navbar. Now in the navbar we will check that current user, and if current user is present, then we need to make some changes. Like for if current user is present, I will write current user. If it is present, then I will simply call the button sign in if current user is not present, and if current user is present, you can see there is nothing, right? So that was our logic. So after that, if current user is same thing, I will write in the nav link inside mobile icons also. But if current user present, then we need to show avatar. So I will import avatar from MUI, and then src is current user.image. Done. And sx would be like, say, color would be inherited, and font size would be 28 pixel would look good. Okay. Then other stuffs that we can show out here is we will be like showing we won't be showing the stuffs like cart and the stuffs if current user is not present. So if I do the logout, let us add the logout also. The text button would be logout, text button logout. I will pass an on click of dispatch logout, and dispatch we have to set that dispatch const dispatch equals to use dispatch, imported from React Redux. So text button would be a style.div, and it would be having some, you can say, like text alignment and color primary, secondary, etc. Use dispatch would be imported from React Redux, right? And now if you reload, you can see that a logout button is also present now, and a hover primary color is being changed, right? So yeah, that's it. So now you can see that current user, if current user is present, then we have to show the sign in and sign up in the mobile bar, and if not, then we will be passing logout button and dispatch logout, right? So that's different. So you can now do logout also. Okay, so that is done for current user check. And the next thing is, if you do sign up, you can simply sign up with your account, and if you do login and or sign in, you can see that your account will be opened, right? So the next thing that comes out here is the home page, right? So in the home page, we will be having our different products first of all, right? So we will be creating a loading state, so that is loading and set loading, and we will be having our products, that is a use state. So then we will be defining the function get products, which will be asynchronous function, where the first thing we will do is set loading true, and then we will call the API, that is get all products, and in response what we will get, we will set that to our products. So I will write set products to response.data, right? So that's done, and after that I will import the API from the API, and then I will stop the set loading also, right? And then we will, in the use effect, we have to call this function, because whenever our page loads, this should be called once. So we will be passing a empty dependency array, right? So now it would be working fine, but loading and products are not being used. So in the index, let us see if the things are perfect or not. So in get all products, we have a filter option also. So this filter part we have to make some changes. So okay, so it would be api.get, right? So it would be api.get. So now let us map the products. If the products are available, I will map it. So products.map product, and there would be product card, right? So you can see there are multiple cards coming now. So I will change, I will pass the product and through product card, and then in the product card we can access that one, and we will be simply using that one, that is product. So first one is image, so that would be product.image. Then next would be so after that we will be implementing some stuffs like you can do like the title, so product.title. Then we will be having our description, then you can write product.description or product.name, anything that you want. And then we have the price, so price would be 1200. Then we have the span of price.mrp and original, and then we have the off, right? So that is how we can define, and you can see now it is coming perfectly. Our best sellers, all the products are coming perfectly, right? So in our home, all the products are now coming perfectly that we already had. So congratulations, your home page is done. So don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So in the details of the product card, so I will click on a navigate. So it should navigate us to the products. So I will write a navigate products ID, and on click of that navigate to use navigate, and it will take us to the product page, right? So if you click on any of them, so you can see it is not clickable. So yeah, in the details, if you click any of the details, it is taking you to the details page, right? So that is what we wanted actually. So the next thing that we want here is, check for favorite. So it is asynchronous function where we will be passing that the same thing, use state and loading function. Then set favorite loading is true, and after that we will be passing the we will be getting the token from local storage, and then we will call the API add to favorite, where we will pass the token and the product ID. And once the product ID, we will pass the product ID from the product.id, and this should be add favorite, right? So yeah, product ID we would be taking, and we would be passing that one. And after that we will pass the same catch function, and then the same thing, then we would be calling the dispatch, use dispatch, okay. And after that what else do we need? Add to favorite is done, and then we will copy and paste this one, and then we will write delete from favorite. So that would be a function for deleting the favorite. And after that we will do check favorite, so that is asynchronous check favorite. So check favorite, get favorite, and check favorite is done. Then we will be having our check favorite is done, and after that we will be doing the same thing. The stuff's the same, only change the API and the loading part and the set favorite, right? That part are different, rest of the things are similar, okay. So I will check if the response data is favorite, then I will set the favorite ID with the product ID equal to the product ID. Then I will do the same thing. So if I am checking that in favorite, if our product ID is similar in the list, then I will set the favorite as is favorite, and if not, then I will set it not, right? So that is how you can do it. And now we will simply call the use effect, which will be checking the favorites basically. So I will call favorites. Whenever we click on favorites, then it should be called, and rest of the things are same. And then we have a favorite loading. So whenever a favorite loading is there, we would be showing a circular progress bar, and if not, then what do we need to show here is favorite loading. So we will be showing a circular progress bar instead of that, and its size would be 20 pixel. So yeah, and after that we will be having the favorite. If it is favorite, then we will show it the red fulfilled favorite, and if it is not, then we will show outline, or you can say bordered, right? And its font size would be 20, rest would be the same, right? So that is how we have defined our card. So now you can see the loading is there, and you can see the items that are favorite, that are coming red, and that are not, that are showing normally, right? So that's done. So next thing that we have here is, if you click on the favorite item, then the remove favorite and add to favorite are being called based on the favorite. So if it is favorite, then it will be remove favorite, and if it is not, then it will call the add favorite, right? So that is how the main thing is called. And after this, the next thing that comes out here is the after this, the next thing that comes out here is let us see. In the product card, we will be defining add to cart. Okay, so the next thing is the cart. So I will write add to cart. The same thing, I will take the ID and then the token, and then I will call the same function add to cart from that we have defined in the index of the API. Then I will pass the product ID and the quantity, and then I will pass the navigate. It will take us to the cart page, right? So whenever we click on add to cart, it will take us to the cart page when it has been successfully added to the cart. And in the catch, it will take the error, and if error is there, it will dispatch in the snack bar. It can dispatch in the snack bar also. So after that, we have a menu item on click. So in this on click, add to cart is there. So whenever you click on the add to shopping cart, it would be called add to cart. So let us click and see. It is taking us, right? So yeah. Now let's go to the details page, right? So in the details page, it is very simple. We will be calling only a single API, that is get product by ID. So first we need to get the ID from the padums. So I will write const ID equals to use padums, and then I will call it dispatch. So const dispatch from and then a navigation is also there, right? So we are getting the ID. And then now we will define the use states, that are basic use state, loading, and the product. So I will now define a function that is get product, asynchronous function get product, which will be having again the same thing. Set loading would be true, and then await get product would be, you can do it details, product details, and then we will be having a set product, that is response.data, and then catch it. And after that, you can do one thing, that is get the product details from the API. I have imported that one, right? And rest of the things are pretty similar. Call a use effect, and we will call that function whenever the page is being loaded, right? So simply a empty dependency array. So now I will check if it is loading, then I will show a circular progress bar, and if not, I will be showing the wrapper, right? So yeah, now you can see it is loading, and once it is being done, I will set the loading to false, right? And then change the src as product.image, title as product.image, product.title, and then name as product.name. So you can see the things are changing how, right? So price I have done, and then for the product description, you can do product.description, and then for selected size, so I will map the sizes, all the sizes I will be mapping, and then I will pass the size. And for selected, we will be checking that if it is being included, then it is selected, and if not, then it is not selected, right? So you can see all the sizes are present, and let us create a use state of selected state and favorite state and favorite items and all. So now if item that is selected equals to size then on click I will set the selected size as size, right? So now it is functional, you can see, right? So that is how you can make the things functional. And now your this details page is almost done, right? And in the products card page I will copy the same thing, add to cart, remove from cart, add to favorite, and all the API call that we have made we will simply copy and paste it here and just import the APIs in this page. And then we will be simply doing the same that we have did for the cards or the product card, right? So whenever we click on the the favorite, we will be doing the same thing, favorite border and favorite round, we will check a favorite, and the same thing, and is loading is favorite loading, and on click is I will call the, if favorite is there then I will remove from favorite, and if not then I will add to favorite, right? So that's how we will be doing the same process, the same thing, right? And after that what else are left is add to cart, right? The same thing I will do here also, and also in the get products I will call the check favorite also in the use state. And after that what else do we need? Add to cart we need. So on click of add to cart I will simply call the add cart function, okay? And rest we don't need anything else in this page, I guess. Okay, so I will call a cart loading true, and when it is done I will say cart loading false. Cart loading false, done. And dispatch also cart loading false before dispatch, right? So set cart loading false. So now you can see when you click on add to cart, it is loading, but there might be some errors. Okay, so this ID, remove this ID, and we will be taking that from we will be taking this one from, let us inspect and see once if the problem is here only. So you can see cannot read property of entered that one, right? Okay, so in this case what we have to do here is in the index.js check if the cart things are correct or not. So we have a data and cart and product ID, we are taking the body, and rest of the things are pretty similar, so there shouldn't be any error. But the token product ID, okay, I have removed that one. I guess now the error should be solved most probably. Let us paste this one only, product underscore ID. If you click on product ID, the error is coming again. Let us see where the error is actually coming from. So rest of the things are good. I can see that one where the error is coming. Then the controller, let us check if the thing is correct or not. So add to cart, we are taking the product ID and quantity from the request body, and item.product equals to, so let us give it a question mark here, and existing cart item, find index. Okay, so well, let us check where the error is coming actually from. Okay, so let us go for the cart first. So in the cart I will call all the default hooks and the function, that is get product function. So I have called the default thing, so from the page only of the favorite, and then after that we will be having our get products, where we'll be calling the get cart function, and then we have the add to cart and other functions also, and remove from cart functions that we have already used basically, right? So I have just simply pasted them. And then we need a function that is calculate subtotal. It will calculate the subtotal, so you can use your own logic also instead of seeing this one, or you can check my GitHub and you will be like getting this code, right? So after that we will be having a loading. So if the whole is loading, we will be calling a circular progress bar, and if not, then we will be showing the details. Then we have to do a mapping that if products.length equal to 0, so that means no product is in our cart, so I will show empty, cart is empty, and if not, then I will show the products. So I have to map the products here, so I will write products.map, then item, then I will map the table. So I will copy and paste a table inside this one, and then I will map the things. So first one would be the, let us add to cart. So now you can see that in use effect we have to call this one, that get cart items, dependency array, empty dependency array. So there is some error, get products. Okay, so get products should be there, right? So now you can see that the list of items are present. Now let us change the things. So first one, the image would be items dot, not image, items dot product dot image, right? So yeah, and then we have the details, and in the details we have the items dot product dot title, then we have item dot product dot name, and then we have the size, right? So let us do a sign up to another account, to this account, and let's just see. Okay, now we have logged in, and if you add items, the items are having empty image. I means the ID, there is some problem with the ID, right? Okay, let us see where the problem is actually. So in the card, product card, we need to pass the ID, right? So I have to pass the product ID in the add card function, right? And now if you now we also have a delete outline. So the delete outline is there. So if you click on delete outline, it is not functional because the ID is not present actually of the product, right? So you need to create a new account. This is not useful, I guess. So let us change the things, then we will be doing that one. So the original price I have shown, and then we have the quantity, and in this we will be having a cursor pointer, and then on click we will be removing the product, and in plus we will be adding the product, right? So that's how we can work, and then we will be calculating the total amount by multiplying that, and in the subtotal we have a function called calculate subtotal to fixed, right? So yeah, that's how you can add to your cart, but still the items are not coming. I am not getting it. So if you are going from the details page, then it is coming, but some issue is there. Let us see. So the adding multiple items are working, and removing them are also working fine, but if you are adding from the cart, then it is not working. Let me see that thing. But before that, let us go with the delivery option. So that means the placing the order. So we have the delivery state default, and then we will create an asynchronous function for placing the order. I will call the set button loading as true, then try and catch, and inside this try I will paste that catch that if failed, and in the try what I will do here is I will call check the delivery things are being filled correctly or not, and if the things are being filled correctly, then in that case we will be returning the total amount and the token, and then we will be calling the same type of function what we did, but we will be having a function that it will be converting the whole address into a single string, right? So complete address phone number into a single string address object, okay, and it will be returning that one, right? First name, last name, and all the things it will be combining and then returning, and that only I will pass as address and order and user, right? And then I will call the function API, asynchronous API, and then I will do a reload. So now on the button click I will do a on click of say I will do a on click of place order, and disabled I will do button disabled, right? And loading is button loading, and in text area and all this stuff we have to create the handle change and the value. So you can just simply follow this one and just paste this one, handle change value and all, delivery details and all, and after that we will be having first name, last name, email address. So we will be having all the stuffs, the name, last name, first name, and the rest of the stuff, right? Done. So now if you try to place your order, let us see, it is loading. Let us see in the inspect what it comes for our network. I guess some error is coming because of the IDs are not present and we are unable to delete that one, so that might be causing some error. Let us create a new account. Okay, so for sign up we haven't been added the API yet, right? So let us do that for the sign up also. So in the sign up we will be having the same as the sign in, and I will having the same dispatch and all the stuff. So let us import them. I will simply import. The API would be simply changed to sign up instead of sign in, and rest of the things would be same. And let us put these values also of handle change and value. Perfect. And button would be sign up button. Okay, so set open auth is not defined. Let us define the set open auth, and rest of the things are defined, right? Set open auth we have to pass from app.js, set open auth. Then in the authentication we have to, okay, so in the authentication we have to pass, in sign in also set open auth, and sign up also set open auth. So now this is done. Now let us create a new account, test@gmail.com. that would be email address, and test user and password. We have created our account. Shopping cart has been 500. Okay, let us do one thing. Let us see in the network tab what the error is actually. So basically in the shopping cart it is showing can't read property of null. Okay, so let us see why the error is coming here actually. So okay, there would be a question mark basically. Let us see if the error is being now resolved. But still not resolved. Okay, let us check the thing. So in cart it is working fine. So let us add a product to cart. Okay, some error is occurring, but let us do a login and see. Okay, yeah, now once you have logged in it is coming perfectly fine. So let us do one thing. Let us so in sign up the things are perfect, working perfectly fine. And in the favorite part, let us add the favorite functionality now. So in the favorite we will be having the loading and the products, and then a reload function, and then the get product function. In this get product we will be having the same thing, calling the get favorite API, and then we will set the get products, and we have a empty dependency array. The same thing, the same stuff that we are doing, right? And after that we will be having a loader and the circular progress bar, and I will implement that. So currently no products found, but if you add something, and let us see, let us add something. Okay, so in the product card add to favorite, some error is there again. Yeah, now it is perfect. So if we reload, so it is empty only. Okay, so let us do a login again to my different account. Yeah, so now you can see the favorites are coming, right? If you come to my account, there might be some glitch in creating a new account, so for that reason. So if you can see that favorites are also coming perfectly fine, and the loading is also working fine, right? So the circular progress bar, let us make this one at the top. So yeah, now it is perfect. So if you see some of the products, the product listing page is not done, right? So we will be going with the product shopping listing page basically. So in the shop listing page, the first thing that we will be having here is the get filter products data. So set loading is true, then API calling, and then I have selected a filter, and then I will check, I have set the set products and set loading false, and then I have called a use effect, and then I have passed that one, and then we will be wrapping the whole thing again with the product card with the key as a product ID, and the stuff should be same, and the same loading thing would be there, the circular progress bar would be there if it is in the loading state, right? So rest of the things are pretty much similar what we have done. So you can see now that if you add any filters, the things are coming perfectly fine with the size and all the stuffs, right? So all the things are now working perfectly fine, and the cart is also there. So you can add multiple items and you can delete them, and you can place any orders also, right? So if you log out and if you just log in, so you can see that your cart is now empty. You can add to cart, and let us create a new user, test2@gmail.com, and let's just test with that, and password would be a password, and I have signed up. Then in the shopping cart it is empty. Then I will click on add to cart, and yeah, you can see the items are being added, but from cart it is not working. So there might be some error in add to cart in the card. Let us see where the error is coming. I will copy this function from product details and paste it here, and change the set cart loading, and rest of the things would be same. And now let's just reload and see. Now you can see the things are perfect, right? There might be some errors, but now it is perfect, right? So I will give a new email address to check that all the things are perfect or not. Let us do a sign up, and then I will go to sign in, test3@gmail.com, then a password, then I will do sign in. Done. Then I will add to cart. It is now adding. We can remove that, and now we can place our order. We will be filling the details, and if you click on place order, so there might be some error. The cart is not, .save is not defined. Okay, so there might be some issue in the backend, I guess. So let us see that in the server, user cart placing order controller. Okay, so let us just do an initial commit, and let's just publish this to GitHub, because the rest of the things are perfectly working fine. So let's just see like if it we can host this one, right? And let's just test there the whole stuff. So I have created a new branch, a new repository, and I have posted that one, and now I will open Netlify to deploy this one, and I will open up the GitHub where I have pushed this one. So in the repository you can see e-commerce, and then there is a folders. So in the settings you can see, so you can log in your Netlify account, and you can open your dashboard of the render for deploying the server. So I will connect my GitHub account, so I will give my password, and then I will connect it simply, and after that I will open the e-commerce application, and then I will connect that one, and then I will set the root directory as server, and then I will set the free plan. Then I will add a secret of .env. Place your .env file contents here, and the rest of the things are good to go. Click on create server, and on Netlify deploy with GitHub. And now open the Ecommerce, and the site name would be Ecommerce GFG. Okay, now it is present. Then base directory would be client. Build command, you can give npm run build. Build command is npm run build, and then key you give CLI as false, and then click on create. So okay, so something is missing in this one. Okay, some error is there, I guess. Okay, so in GitHub I haven't pushed the server only. So first thing let us do is open your e-commerce root directory, and after that from client remove the git ignore and git and take back to the root folder, paste it here, right? And then remove the dependencies of node modules in the git ignore, place that one. What I am doing is client / node modules, server / node modules, server /env, and like that, right? And then initialize that one, this repository, and create a new repository in your GitHub, and delete this one, the previous one that we have, right? Because this is not of any use, so delete this one. And also in Netlify there would be a problem, I guess. So once it is done, create a new web server again, and in the same process try to connect the GitHub repository, e-commerce website, and then delete the previous one, and then create a new one. Then click on connect, then add your start command npm start, then add build command npm install. Your root directory would be server, free, advanced, env file, paste your env, and after that create the web service. Once it is done, in the Netlify also create a new one. So you can search your repository and then give a new site name, e-commerce website GFG. Then build settings client, build command npm run build, then CI as false. Perfect. And then click on deploy website. So you can see that in render it is being deploying, and meanwhile in Netlify also okay, so in render you can see that there is some mongoose URI error, but it will be like fixed, no issues in that. Let us redeploy, and meanwhile your Netlify account, your Netlify website will be hosting soon. So let us check this one. So yeah, your Netlify is now being hosted. So simply click but page not found is coming. So let us do some changes, there might be some error. So see the build commands. Okay, so our build directory publish directory is not given, it will be /build. Now if you reload, redeploy the whole thing once again. I will check my other configuration. The things are same, the server is live, and let's see if the Netlify gets hosted. I hope it will be hosted, right? So if you have liked the video till now, just give it a thumbs up, and all the things you will be getting that in my GitHub repository. You can get the code from there, right? And you can pull issues and stuff. So I will be like fixing that thing, and I will push that, right? So yeah, all the things are working perfectly fine, as you can see in our hosted website itself, right? So you can do sign in, and you can like add to your cart and all the stuffs, right? So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you have liked it. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Bye bye, have a great day.